Hey guys, just wanted to make a quick video on my updated everyday carry. I'll describe what I've got going on as well as the gear to accommodate it and just kind of my philosophy of use behind it. So basically what we got here, I have a Glock 43, which is Glock's smallest single stack 9mm. As you can see, this is my index finger and the grip is barely long. So basically what we have here is I have an undercut done to the grip here. This really allows me to get further up onto the gun, which again aids in not only grip but recoil mitigation. I've added the stippling here as well, which again really helps with keeping that consistent grip and just kind of giving me a map even in the dark to where to put my hands, you know, that sort of thing. But really helps when your hands get sweaty. I personally think on a smaller 9mm that this is one of the essential modifications I would make if I could choose any. Another one that I've done is, of course, you see the custom trigger here. This absolutely is not necessary, and I would recommend sticking with stock before spending a bunch of money on a custom trigger. The only time there's an exception is if you've shot thousands and thousands of rounds, which I have, you know, and I like to test different triggers out there and kind of see what they have to offer. It will not make you a better shooter magically, unfortunately, but what it will do is allow you maybe to have a more predictable reset or allow you to custom tune weights to your advantage, but I do recommend that for more experienced shooters. Now, what I do have to say about the Glock 43 is it's extremely reliable. However, someone with big hands like myself, you can see that this is quite the small gun. So giving yourself every advantage, not only on grip, but doing things like the undercuts is really beneficial. And most people can do the undercuts themselves if you have a Dremel and the stipple. Depending on who you know, or if you have like a soldering iron, you can technically do that yourself as well. Or a wood burning tool I've heard works. But the only other modification I have on this Glock 43 is going to be the Ameriglo IDOT Pro sights. And essentially, for those of you who don't know, it's a 2-dot sight system. I've got a high-vis front, blacked out rear kind of during the day, and you line up that dot like so, and it's just a singular dot in the back, and you stack them. And then you get your accurate shot. At nighttime, it's 2 tritium ampules, and you essentially make a figure 8, and you can see your target. Aside from that, I just have a few polished internals in there just to make the gun run a little bit smoother, but other than that, it is absolutely stock. For my mags, I am running 2 pinky extenders. This is just a standard 6-round. And of course, always carry one on the pipe, guys. Get that 7th additional round. This, by far, is one of my favorite magazines to date. Again, a 6-rounder, but the difference is it has a Taran tactical base pad on there, which gives me +2. So 8 + 1 would make that 9 rounds in the gun, which for a gun this size, you know, and how concealable it is, realistically, that's awesome. And these Taran tactical base pads can fetch a pretty penny there, but realistically, it does a few things for you as well. It not only adds 2 rounds, but it will also aid in reloading, which, you know, again, is really essential for a smaller gun with small capacity anyway. You're going to be reloading frequently, definitely more so than a full-size handgun, just because there's less rounds to start with. So if you find yourself in an issue or home invasion, whatever the case may be, and this is all you got, I recommend Taran tactical base pads. 100%. Been reliable for me. They're absolutely accurate all the time. I haven't had to fiddle with it, mess with it. It has a really nice floating pin design in there, which pins it to the mag. Real secure. For the holsters, I really only trust a few companies with my holsters because I think this is a really important part of the setup. If you have a great gun and a great mags and great rounds and you've already selected all that stuff, but you've cheaped out on the holster, well, you're kind of robbing yourself there. This was a T-Rex Arms Raptor. It's one of their appendix carry rigs. And honestly, I have to tell you, it's definitely one of my favorite to date. As far as what we're doing with appendix carry, we want the thinnest rig possible. And this really accomplishes that, I feel, without adding any unnecessary bulk. And it has a couple features that I really like, including the Tuckable Clip, which I changed out from their standard clip just because I run this on my T-Rex sidecar and I much prefer it. This is a much better option, especially for those of you who have to wear formal wear or anything of that nature. It's a great fit. One thing I also really like is they use a version called the Raptor Claw, which for those of you who haven't experienced holsters with this type of side, basically what it does is it pushes into your belt, which pushes the handle of the gun deeper into you, which aids a lot in concealment. If you put this type of holster on and then put a regular holster on that may not have that, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a world of a difference. What I have for my knife here, those of you who've seen some of my other videos, I stand by my decision. I've been carrying this now for a while, and this is a Microtech Cypher. One of the finest out the front knives possible, in my opinion. Like that's in the affordable range. I'm not talking $2,000 here, guys. But absolutely phenomenal, and there's a whole philosophy of use on why I chose this particular knife to go with this gun. They're actually very, very interchangeable, but that's probably going to be for another video, just because I want to keep this short, guys, and just give you my perspective on what I believe may be good to carry and why I carry what I do. I also have an Aries Tactical Gear belt, but I'm wearing that currently. Probably the most expensive belt I bought to date, but it is reinforced nylon scuba webbing, and it is extremely strong. It can stop blades, and it is literally impossible to bend. So, you know, really evenly distributes that weight. If you're eating at the rib restaurant and you get a little fat, it's really nice just to take it and loosen it up. It has really nice adjusting without having to unbuckle your pants. So I really, really enjoy that. You can put the buckle pretty much anywhere on your person. So if you carry appendix like I do, you can shift that buckle slightly over to the side to allow room for your mags and your gun and all your goodies. As far as the mag pouches, I'm usually not too picky. This is actually a pocket rig, and this was Raven Concealment Kydex. I just got the thinnest one I could for the single stack, and it has a curvature here which aids a little bit in concealment, so it's not completely straight. And I'll usually put snap belt loops on this guy just because it's a little bit easier to take off appendix and switch to my pocket if I want to. But yeah, guys, that's my setup. That's what I carry every single day, dedicated. And you know, everybody's a little bit different school of thought on this. I have big guns, I have small guns, but realistically in an urban environment, guys, you carry what you can carry, and right now this is the best option for me. Now, that being said, home defense is a whole nother option. This is just talking about every single day of your life. If you could carry something, you know, this is exactly what I believe EDC is. Every single day of your life, no breaks. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your night, alright? And I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely feel free to like and subscribe. I'm going to be putting a lot more stuff out there. And we're going to be talking about custom Glocks and all kinds of tactical training courses. And also some more philosophy of use behind weapons and why I pair them together. Alright guys, have a great night.